Hello and welcome back to Suspended Animation. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkis, and this is The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 8, Redemption. It's the season finale, something we always dreaded, but you know what? It has to happen at some point in time. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And let me get some business out of the way first, and then we'll get to it. If you like what you see here, hit the like, subscribe, and share button there. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. What you can do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule up there, which I change out every Monday, and also post that on my Facebook page as well. Speaking of Facebook, there is a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff, talk amongst yourselves, all that kind of good stuff. I also have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I have a Patreon page, but I have no tiers set up as of yet. I will at the end of, well, probably the beginning of the year is really what that's going to happen to be, since we are already at the end of this year, as it is. So, let's get to it, huh? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the shit out of the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the new paddle. And yes, there is a contest that's going to be involved, and I'll talk about that at the end of this video, at the end of the review. How about that? Yes, that is one of the prizes right there, is that guy right there, the red round thing. So, yeah, I'm going to state really quickly, first out the gate, was not a big fan of the very opening of this episode, just because the humor in it, I understood, it's Watiti, that's what he does. It didn't fit with the episode beforehand, and it became really Monty Python-esque at one point, and I was just like, can we get on with it, dude? It seems like you're just kind of killing time. And honestly, the joke ended a while ago. I understand that's Kiwi humor where they kind of take the joke and just run it into the ground. But fuck, man, that needs to stop. I'm sorry. It killed it. Honestly, I was getting ready to fast forward through it because that's how much it pissed me off for some reason. Um, yes, Rasmus, this will be a video at the end, so you can watch it later. No, there is no wrench among us. I know. So, well, Penn is out in whereabouts unknown, and most likely Viking Bitch is probably asleep and probably forgot all about this. So that's fine. I'm a wrench as well. So, um, yeah, we had some revelations on this too. We had Moff Gideon basically knowing everything about everyone that was left alive in the bar. So we found out that Cara Dune is actually she actually has a full name, and which I did not write down because I wasn't taking notes and I watched this, but she is from Alderaan, and she is higher up than just a shock trooper, as she led us to believe. She basically left because, this whole thing of what we were seeing in the latest trilogy of movies, which are best left unsaid, that people were kind of being disillusioned by the new Republic that was coming out, and she was one of them and had left. And um yeah, so she is higher up than when we thought she was. Also, Grief Karga is a higher up person than we thought he was as well within the guild. And we also get a name reveal for the Mandalorian as Din Djarin, yeah, and the only way that Moff Gideon could have learned that name is if he had access to the books of Mandalore, where all the foundlings' names are, inscribed in there. And we're going to talk about that thing at the end too that Moff Gideon was holding. So we'll get to that in a second. I'm not doing a recap really. I'm just saying what I liked, what I thought was really cool. Fucking the female armorer going ape shit on those stormtroopers with with her forging irons was awesome. That was probably one of my favorite scenes out of this whole episode. And to see her without any blasters, without any explosives, flamethrowers, anything like that, just fucking stormtroopers up with these forging weapons. That was awesome. You get to see that, Mandalorians are, just badass on their own. Yes, Stanley, he was, probably responsible for the purge, and we'll get to that. So, yeah, I mean, the whole thing with IG-11 and, the Mandalorian finally coming around to accepting droids as being part of their programming and not, just evil in general, because it helped him, of course. And we got to see his face too. What I liked about this episode as well is, yes, we get to see the main actor's face underneath the mask for the first time, but it's not one of those things like, okay, we've seen his face. Now we're just going to leave his helmet off the entire time. No, you see his face, the helmet goes back on because, as he says, no living person has seen my face since I was a child. And we left it at that. And IG-11 reminds him, I'm not a living person. And so he takes off the mask, and he's a nurse droid now at this point, and helps him with some back to spray to, that back to spray really works pretty well. I could use some of that shit. Um, yeah, and of course, Baby Yoda gets to use the Force a little bit too. We had a little bit of everything in all of this, except for Grief Karga just basically bitching the entire time and drinking and bitching, drinking and bitching. Um, and the other thing I like too is we didn't get a repeat of when that E-web gun is brought out by the stormtroopers and they're set up, and the Mandalorian goes out and actually grabs it and starts using it. We didn't have a repeat of the second episode where he ends up getting onto the skiff with the large gun and just taking out all the other bounty hunters or all the other guys that were out there. He actually takes it off the mantle this time and holds onto it and just uses it as a gigantic gun. And yeah, I mean, he finally gets his sigil as well, which is the mud horn, even though was that the first episode, Stanley? That was the first episode. Okay. I forgot. That's right. It was the first episode because they found Baby Yoda there. There we go. Thank you. Not the second, but the first. Um, so he finally gets a sigil, the mud horn, which is a badass looking thing, and you're most likely going to see tattoos of this for the next 20 years happening, or 30 years or 40 years, whatever. You're going to see people getting this tattoo of that symbol. Um, Also, he becomes Baby Yoda becomes a foundling at this point because until he can find who his parents are or what his race is to bring him back to, that's his new mission now. So we know now his mission is he needs to actually bring Baby Yoda back to his people, or when he becomes of age, which is going to be long past I'm sure Jin Jarin's age, he is now his father. Exactly, he is now his father. So Kara decides to stay after, of course, the Mandalorian takes down Moff Gideon's. Oh, and also, can I just say, IG-11's rampage through the town, taking out the stormtroopers, was fucking awesome as well. And then also him wading through the lava. IG-11 was pretty much the star around us, which isn't surprising considering that Watiti was the one that was voicing IG-11, so that was the main star of this. And IG-11 just basically wading through the lava and then getting to the mouth of the tunnel and exploding, and we get to see the extent of his explosion, his self-destruct mechanism, and it's pretty large actually. He takes out an entire platoon of stormtroopers. So yeah. And yes, we do get a union between the Jedi Knights and the Mandalorians here as well. Kara decides to stay with Grief on Navarro, and yeah, we had a little bit of everything, and at the very end, even though Moff Gideon's ship has crashed and the Jawas start scavenging it, we see him cut his way out of the TIE fighter, and he's holding on to the Darksaber. Now, what is the Darksaber? Some of you are asking. I know a lot of you already know what that question is or what that answer is. So the Darksaber was forged about 1,000 years ago, and it was created by one of the Mandalorians, the first Mandalorian ever inducted into the Jedi Order. His name was Tare Vizsla, Does that sound familiar at all? So, yes, Vizsla, the same heavy armorer that's over here, there, same name as a matter of fact. Um, he was inducted, the first ever Mandalorian inducted into the Jedi Order, and then after his passing, the Jedi kept the saber in their temple, and members of the House Vizsla actually snuck in and liberated it. And they used the saber to unify their people and strike down all those who opposed them. So this was actually taken by Darth Maul uh, back in the Clone Wars. We actually saw this in the animated Clone Wars series, where um, Vizsla's the House Vizsla actually has the saber. Pre Vizsla, who was the one that brought in Darth Maul and all this stuff, was using this. And then, of course, when Pre Vizsla was killed, Darth Maul took it. And when Darth Maul took off, he took the saber with him. And it wasn't until Rebels when Sabine Wren actually takes it back from Darth Maul's homeworld. Yeah. And brings it back to the people. And she basically used it to knight Mandalore again by giving it over to Bo-Katan Crazy. I can never pronounce that name. And who is deemed to be the rightful person to lead the Mandalorians against the Empire. Of course, this all goes to shit because of Moff Gideon, and we're pretty sure that he was involved in the Great Purge and was the reason for and that's the reason why he's got the Darksaber in his hands. Uh yes, he was a previously. Yes, he was. Yeah. So good fucking stuff, man. I mean, this ended well. We now have a new mission for Jin Djarin, as we now know him, and we've seen his face. And Kara is staying with Grief. And Grief basically tells him, you're back in the guild. Whenever you want to come in, you get your pick of whatever the fuck you want. So essentially, he's the head of the guild, is what this is. Grief Karga. We already know this. And yeah, so that's a good person to have on your side. And that's where we leave off the season. Much better than, so I'm gonna say this, and I know it's gonna be controversial, but the First Order was stupid. It just was stupid, quite honestly. And the Empire, the remains of the Empire, you could have done something with that still and not called it the First Order and changed them to Duck Troopers. But yeah, there's a reason why your shit's not selling. Sorry to say. Your toys and stuff like that. While the Mandalorian toys are going nuts right now. People are clamoring for Baby Yoda. People are clamoring for this guy over here, the Heavy Trooper, IG-11, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Stanley Tweedle. They don't need, well, they're done with the movies. So, and I'm fairly sure that all the people involved in those movies are done as well, making Star Wars stuff. Yeah. I'll drop Titans. No, never, Morks. I'll never drop Titans. So the Marvel guys will have to take over. Yeah, so the Marvel guys are taking over Star Wars right now, along with Filoni. So Filoni has always been on record as not wanting to do anything live action. He has been very hesitant to step into the live action world. He finally did, one episode here for this series, and also as the co-creator of this series as well. Considering that they're using a good majority of his work from both Clone Wars and Rebels uh, in this series. So yeah, it's a pretty damn awesome. That's all I can say. And that's what we needed. I mean, that's what Star Wars needed, I should say. They needed to stop focusing on Skywalker, stop focusing on Palpatine, who is dead anyway. I mean, even Lucas said that Palpatine was dead. He told that to Ian McDiarmid after Return of the Jedi. He goes, "Nope, your character's dead." But obviously JJ didn't get that message. Um, yeah. And so here we are. And we have another live action series that's supposed to be in the works, supposedly. We don't know what it's about. I'm hoping it's an Ahsoka Tano series. That would be awesome. So that would be very, very awesome. JJ is a Palpatine. Yeah, he is. Actually, he's a Jar Jar. That's what the JJ stands for, is Jar Jar. We's gonna make a movie? Oh, that sounded really bad. Anyway, let's get to the contest, shall we? So, if you comment down below in the comment section of this video, you are in the running. As long as you're within the continental United States, you are in the running for first prize is a stormtrooper or a duck trooper. There's a back end of that extra large t-shirt from The Force Awakens. There you go. That's the first prize. Second prize is another t-shirt from The Force Awakens. This one has the entire crew on there. It's hard to see. These are brand new, in the bag, never worn. They are not, of course, going to be opened by me. They're going to be opened by whoever gets them. And third place prize, if I can squeeze it out of there, is this little guy. It's empty, by the way. It's been rinsed and everything, but it is a Coke from Disneyland. It is basically from Galaxy's Edge, and it is the Coke grenade, if you will, thermal detonator. So there you go. So all you guys need to do is comment down below in the comment section, and have 1 week to comment down below in the comment section. So next Friday night, I'm going to actually draw names and runner-ups to those names, and you're going to have 48 hours to send me your addresses, your mailing addresses, if you get chosen, and then I'll send it out to you guys. And hey, Cheryl Lara. Yeah. Hey, Sentient D. Merry Christmas to you as well. Yeah. So that's what we got going on there. Some good stuff. Looking forward to next season. Definitely, next season's going to be a lot of fun. I'm fairly sure. No, you're still in the running, Marks. You can put it in, but you were the one who wanted to do a little. You wanted to troll in that one, and you end up winning because you trolled. So there you go. Dibs has nothing to do with it, Mr. Roboto. It's all about luck. Man. So there you have it. Good stuff. Like I said, looking forward to next season. What else do I have going on? This afternoon, I'm going to be doing the Harley Quinn review as well. So what time is that I'm doing it? I think it's 3:00, if I remember correctly. I can never remember. 3 or 4:00, I believe. 4:00. There we go. So it's a 4:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, doing the new episode of Harley Quinn, which is episode 5. And then we're gonna end up doing tomorrow is gonna, or excuse me, yeah, tomorrow is gonna be Saturday morning blast off, where I take the genre news of the week and any of the genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and talk about that. Sunday is gonna be the results of the Mr. Robot contest, which is that mask there, and of course the keychain as well. Let's see. Monday. Since his Dark Materials is done, I believe I'm going to be doing the Is It Worth My Time? The Witcher is what I'm going to do. The Witcher. Yeah. And then Tuesday is going to be The Expanse. That's right. The Expanse. Doing that one episode by episode. I'm doing one a week is what I'm doing. That's right. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to be off, I believe. And then Friday, we're coming back again to the contest results for this. And then, of course, Harley Quinn. So there we go. It was more like Offspring the Mandalorian. Really? Huh? Okay. Yeah, Mandalorian is good Star Wars, Cheryl. Yeah, I agree with you. It feels like Star Wars of old is really what it feels like. And that's pretty much all we were asking. We weren't asking to redo everything. Yeah. Just get away from the Skywalker stuff. That's all it was. Yeah. The Skywalker stuff was done. We already knew this. It was done a long time ago. And we needed some new stories to be told. That's all. All right. So where am I? I'm at the right time. I think that's a good time there to let you guys go. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you for making it this far in the video. And thank you to all the new subscribers, by the way. I'm over 800 now. That is awesome. Thank you very much. And join me for more stuff that's coming on this year or the next coming year here. We're going to have Avenue 5, of course, season 2 of Project Blue Book. Um, I'm trying to think what else I got here. I got my little book. So let me see what else I got going on here. I can never remember unless I have it written down. Um, Stargirl, of course, is coming up in January as well. Lock and Key is coming out on Netflix on February 7th. And that's all I got so far. We'll see what else comes up. Something always pops back up again, which is good. If not, there's always, is it worth my time? And yes, I am going to be doing Lost in Space season 2 as is it worth my time as well? Because yeah. Thank you, Stanley. Yeah. I know. I know there's a lot of views. I know there's a lot of views. It's mostly Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot has been very, very nice to me, which is good. Yeah. Thank you, Morks. Thanks, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna let you guys go so you guys can enjoy the rest of your morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. And then I'll come back again at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time for you guys to listen to me and talk to me about Harley Quinn if you liked it or not. And we'll see how that goes because I haven't watched it yet. It hasn't come out yet. I think it comes out at noon my time, is what it comes out. So we'll see that. And then also I got a little dog I got to walk too. It was a big pain in the ass sometimes. Thanks, everybody. Don't let the door hit. Oh, let me just wrap some stuff up too. If you like what you see here, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe on your way out as well. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see at the very end of this video a video pop up here. Basically, what YouTube does, it takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and plucks a video out of my vast video library, matches it as closely as possible to the algorithm, and pops it up there for you. Up here is going to be, what did I do last? The Expanse, I believe, is what that was last. Yes. So the, or maybe it was, or is it worth my time? Either one of those two are going to be up there. You'll see it up there. So until later on this afternoon, thank you. I will see you then. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that now you're the father to a 50-year-old little green dude that you need to find out either who their parents are or you got to train them when they become of age. By that time, you might not actually survive to see that, but hey, thanks, everybody. I will see you later on this afternoon. Have a good rest of your day.